going to be any help whatsoever. Glorious there in Abersoch this evening. John, check under that seat quick, you never know. It could be there, it could be there. Now then, Rob was in Abersoch, but look at that, that was Rosilly earlier today, just looking glorious. And I know I said earlier, there's not a great deal to say actually about the weather over the next few days because there's no change. Dry, sunny and hot, with absolutely no sign of any change coming any time soon, which may or may not be good news. I know farmers and gardeners are desperate for a drop of rain. In fact, so far it's on course to be the driest spring across the UK for almost 100 years. What's going on? Well, we have a great big area of high pressure and we've given it a very fancy name. It's called an omega block because it's effectively a carbon copy of that lovely Greek symbol, the omega. The high pressure is right in the middle across the UK. We've got low pressure either side of it and it's stalemate. Nothing is really going anywhere. And as I said, there is no sign of any change coming anytime soon either because that high pressure is locked into position until much of next week. And the possibility that we could see some breakdown by the time we get to the next bank holiday weekend, typical, isn't it? But in the meantime, we've got a bit of hot and sunny weather to go. So there we are, get to the coasts because actually fresher there and less pollen there. So everyone quick, once we've finished, go and check your sofas for that loose change. And I'll see you in Abersoch.
You can have a couple of days off now. We know what the weather's going to be.
You know where I'm going to be if I'm not in tomorrow. Well, there's not really a great deal to say across Wales. It is a lovely evening with blue sky and actually warm sunshine still. You'll notice the wind starting to pick up the pace, quite brisk out towards coastal areas overnight, which actually stops temperatures here from dropping below 9 or 10 degrees. But actually further inland and more sheltered rural spots under clear skies, there is just the outside chance it could be cold enough for a little bit of grass frost, but you won't notice by the time you wake to tomorrow morning. That sunshine really is almost at full strength now and that will lift away quite quickly. There's a possibility we could see a little bit of cloud just bubbling up further inland. That's about as exciting and eventful as the weather tomorrow is going to get. Elsewhere, almost cloudless skies. Still a little bit of a breeze though. So temperatures tomorrow, perhaps a degree or two down on today's values, but nothing you're going to notice. We're still looking at around 21 or 22 degrees, which is several degrees above the average for the time of year with high levels of UV. Level 7 on that UV index. Level 8 is the strongest, the highest, if you like, that we get here in Wales. So it gives you an idea of just how strong that sunshine is. Chilly then through Thursday night and into Friday. Yes, you guessed it, a case of more of the same. Possibly a little bit misty and murky in places because there will be less of a breeze, but we're still looking at around 20 or 21 degrees, still quite respectable. And as I said, there is absolutely no change into the coming weekend either. It's very settled thanks to high pressure. So there won't be much change in terms of temperature, 21, 22s all the way. And there won't be much change in terms of overnight lows either, 9s and 10s. So even though it could be chilly tonight, I think over the next few nights we're looking at the mild conditions returning. Absolutely no sign of any change at all. Well, unfortunately, the downside to all of this settled weather is that for those of you suffering with hay fever, it's not good news. Grass pollen is now becoming airborne. That's pretty nasty stuff with those levels rising to moderate over the next few days.